Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you have a great afternoon. It is Monday afternoon. No coffee, but it is a Pepsi kind of afternoon. Just to quench my throat. This is going to be Deep Purple's extended family. I think that's what I've called it. Um, Deep Purple, of course, everyone knows Deep Purple. Fantastic, fantastic band. Is that what I called it? Yeah, Deep Purple and their extended family. Um, as I said, everyone knows Deep Purple. An amazing band, one of my favorite bands ever, still my favorite band ever. Um, Amazing artists within the group, but they all branched off into either they came into Deep Purple from other bands or they left and started other bands when they left Deep Purple or forced to leave Deep Purple, depending on the case. Um, so that's what I thought I'd talk about today. Deep Purple and their extended family. This is no way 100% accurate. It's just fun. I've probably missed a bunch of stuff. But I try to include every member and where they went or where they came from. But it's pretty interesting once you look at it. Starting off with Rod Evans, the lead singer for the first three albums of the band's history. Three great albums, very progressive, very psychedelic, completely different than the harder edged rock that you're used to with Deep Purple. During 1969, the American tour, the band had a discussion led by Ritchie Blackmore that Rod Evans just wasn't cutting it and Nick Simper wasn't cutting it. And they wanted a different style. They wanted a harder edge style. So they were unfortunately both replaced that summer after the American tour. So Rod Evans formed Captain Beyond. I've got two of their albums. This is great stuff. This is Lost and Found 1972 to 1973, and this is self-titled Captain Beyond. I love the covers as well. You've got not only Rod Evans on lead vocals, you got former Johnny Winter drummer Bobby Caldwell, former Iron Butterfly guitarist Larry Reinhardt, former Iron Butterfly bassist Lee Dorman. Great blend of hard rock and progressive rock and jazz fusion and space rock. Short-lived. They only released three albums between 72 and 77, but still amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And then Ritchie got fed up after a while. Him and Ian Gillan didn't get along all that well. So Ritchie left and formed Rainbow. Great, great band. Include also the band Elf. A lot of members in this early album came from Elf. I don't have any Elf, but that's another extension of the family. But it also included Ronnie James Dio, the original lead singer for Rainbow, as well as Black Sabbath. This is the Dio band. This is the albums from 1996 to 2004. But he was in the first three Rainbow albums. Long Live Rock and Roll as well. He was also on stage by Rainbow. Great lead singer Ronnie James Dio. Amazing stuff. So that's another extension, which is pretty important extension of the band. I think Rainbow's a pretty influential and pretty amazing band. I've got quite a bit of their stuff. Then you've got Roger Glover, who also became the bassist for Deep Purple, also became a member of Rainbow between 79 and 84. He was also included with Ian Gillan when Gillan left Deep Purple. That's a whole other story. On Accidentally on Purpose. They released in 1988. And then Roger Glover also brought out Elements, is one of his solo albums, and this one here, The Butterfly Ball and Grasshopper Feast, which is kind of a concept album. All kinds of artists on this one as well, so that was pretty kind of cool. Ian Gillan, when he left Deep Purple, formed the Ian Gillan Band. You got what year was this one? 1976. Child in Time, their first album, and then Scarabus in October of the same year. More jazz rock, completely different than what Deep Purple sounded like. He then formed the band Gillan. This is Glory Road, 1980 release, and Future Shock in 1981. And then I don't have it, but Ian Gillan, after apparently a night in a bar, got drunk with Black Sabbath, ended up on an album replacing Ronnie James Dio on the album Born Again. I've got a picture of it here. I just don't have that album. So again, another branch. And then replacing Ian Gillan in Deep Purple is David Coverdale, new lead singer of Deep Purple from 73 to 76, along with bassist Glenn Hughes. Glenn Hughes replaced Roger Glover. Before Hughes came to Deep Purple, he formed the band Trapeze. So I've got 2 box sets of Trapeze. Don't Stop the Music, the complete recordings, Volume 1, 1970 to 72. And I've got Midnight Flyers, another 5 CD box set from Trapeze. Great band, Trapeze. When David Coverdale, not Cloverdale, when David Coverdale left Deep Purple, he pursued a solo career for a time, and then he formed Whitesnake between 78 and 82, which also included John Lord, the keyboardist for Deep Purple. Also, Ian Pace became a member of Whitesnake. So this is awesome Whitesnake album. And I've got, this is the Purple album by Whitesnake. I used to have a ton of Whitesnake. I don't anymore for some reason. I don't know why. And then Tommy Bolin. Once everyone was gone, became the lead singer for Deep Purple. But before that, he put out a couple of solo albums, and he was encouraged to put out solo albums by the Beach Boys, actually. And they were actually coached by the Beach Boys. But way before that, he was a member of the James Gang in 1973. He replaced Dominic Troiano in the James Gang. So he was on this one album. This is Bang. Okay. And then in 75, he put out Tease. Okay. Or Teaser. Teaser, sorry. In 1975. And Private Eyes in 1976. But during the recording of Teaser, he was contacted by Deep Purple, and they recorded Come Taste the Band, the 10th album by Deep Purple. Very underrated album. Of course, tragic story with Tommy Bolin, but he would be only in that one album with Deep Purple. Steve Morse, the awesome guitarist, he replaced Ritchie Blackmore in 1994, and he went from the Battle Rages On tour. And then he was with them, one of the longest serving guitarists for Deep Purple. He was between 1996 and 2021. And then he had to depart in 2022 because of his wife's illness. But he was part of the Dixie Dregs, his own band. And he also was with Kansas for a couple of albums. This happens to be Power. Pretty good comeback album for Kansas. So it's pretty cool once you look at it how much the band Deep Purple has branched out or has been influenced by other bands coming in. If you look at Don Airey plays with everyone, so that was just too much to mention as far as the other member of Deep Purple. He has been he's all over the place. Simon McBride, he's a brand new guitarist for Deep Purple. I didn't have any history on him. He's put out a couple albums in his Irish country, but and then Joe Satriani was also a member of Deep Purple between 93 and 94, and of course he's done so much as well. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 members of Deep Purple, you've got so much music that has been created by these amazing artists. And it's pretty interesting once you look at it, how much they branched out, how much they brought in to the band. But amazing stuff. So I hope this made sense. Just have a little fun and have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye now.